rather be free, free, free. I'd rather be free, free, free. From here. Hello. Whoa, 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 whoa! I cut off your good times. I cut off your good vibes. Hello, hello, hello. Am I like? Yeah, I am. Okay. I am. Hello, hello, Night Shiro over on TikTok. I see you. And hello, Gojo. Ayo, the Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen, hello. I'm early, yippee. I'm Sigma. Are you Sigma? Skibbity toilet res Sigma words. These mortal words are things that I am not familiar with, but I try my best. I'm a demon that tries her best. Whoa, Easter! Technically that shouldn't be available anymore, but I forgot to take it off, so you get it for today. It's the last day of Easter, last day of Easter stuff. Yeah. Hello, Foxy. How are you doing? Legacy, hello. Ox Spider, hello. And Kawaii Musician, whoa, a tavern. Yeah, it's a tavern, and I've been working pretty hard, you guys. I've been working real hard, trying to get a lot of money. As you can see, I've got a lot of funds. If you would like to join as a cute little animal, you can type in !join. And also, you know how last time I was streaming and I was like, man, they should really add a feature where once you join, you just perpetually keep joining, right? So you don't have to type in the command all the time. They added that in. They added that as a feature. Legacy, you make such a cute axolotl. Look at you, baby. You're such a cute little... Oh, and a froggo. Okay, I have to be careful not to rapidly click anything, because where this little fellow is right by... where you're a froggo, Buka, you're a froggo. Look at that. But where this fox is right by where the stop streaming button is, and I need to make sure that I don't do what I did last time. I need to make sure I don't do what I did last time. Also, just to preface and to warn you guys, the TTS doesn't work for some reason, and I don't know why. I've been trying my best. The sound doesn't want to sound. You know, the sound doesn't want to sound, and I don't know why exactly. Ask your finest glass of water, please. Whoa. Coming right up. We have a ton of founders who are the original members of the guild serving up your orders for today. So you're going to get that water lickety split. Yeah. But look at how cute these animals are. These animals. Oh, they're so cute. Also, if you are over on TikTok and would like to become an animal too, you can find us over on Twitch. Type in !join over on the Twitch chat, and you too can be a cute, chunky animal. Yeah. The cook is a cutie. The cook is a cutie. Everybody loves Marin. The cook is a heckin' cutie. I wish I could click on you, Marin. I wish I could click on you. Yeah, everybody loves Marin. So we have Akrivi, we have Marin, we have Kaimel, and then we have Tore, who is the newest member. Anna's doing her best. Look at that. Very cute. What is this called again? I forgot and I want it on my computer. This is called Not Monday Cafe. It's cute, it's adorable, and it can fit on your taskbar. It's amazing, and I highly recommend it. And if you decide to buy it or wishlist it, you should comment on their account on Steam and tell them that the Demoness sent you. Nom nom rainbow ice. Yes. Consume the gay ice. This is the gay agenda. Building an entire queer restaurant filled with animals and furries just to give you gay. Just to give you the gay. That's the gay agenda. I hope you enjoy it. It costs $9.99 for the gay agenda. Very pricey, very pricey. The sound is not sounding. Oh no, why is the sound not sounding? Oh, nothing wants to work. Nothing wants to work. Woe is me. What do I say you sent me? There should be a comment section on Steam. Steam? Steam. Steam. Steam? Oh, I think only curators. Can you not review it yet? Sussy baka behavior. I don't think you can yet. Boo. Harass them on their socials. Harass them on their socials. I thought they had their comments opened. We also can't play it. Boo. Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to wishlist it. I think this is just a demo, but they have a bunch of exciting stuff coming out for it. So, and also they just updated it. When I last streamed, the moment I stopped streaming, they had an update waiting for me, and I was like, ooh, an update. Let's see the community hub and see what that's saying. Bubbada hubbada hubbada subbada. Bubbada hubbada hubbada subbada. Okay, this is the most popular, but can I see, like... I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Hoppa! When do I get silly salty drink I made? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe maybe it's just never gonna redeem for you. Maybe you have very terrible luck. It's in there as well, which is very funny. It's very funny. It's in there. I know it's in there because I had to do it myself. But yeah. Oh, look at you guys. You guys are so cute. Oh, Spider, you're an owl. You're a cute little owl guy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so here's the thing. Right? I want to do some decorating. Right? I want to do some decorating. Well, I'm a bird now. What are my quests? What are my quests? Ooh, I fed the animals on my farm 15 times, so now I get a stool. Serve high quality delicious dishes. I gotta do that 20 times before I can get a lollipop. The awful chairs. Do you know what, Legacy? I'm gonna kick you out. I'm gonna kick you out and only you out. I'm gonna take all your money. Yeah, look, I'm doing it right now. I'm taking all your money. Draining you dry. Draining you dry. That's what you get for saying my fancy cushioned seats, by the way. These aren't the cheap ones that we started with. I replaced those. These are fancy seats. That's what you get. Fuck them up, Torre. Fuck them up. Fuck them up, Torre. Fuck up that bird. Saying, I'm smothering you in hearts while I'm stealing your pocket money. Yeah. Yeah, bet you weren't expecting that. Bye, Kawaii Musician. I hope you enjoyed your meal. Foxy's chunky elephant. Uggs. I'm stealing your money too because you're basically legacy. I don't want to leave. You say as you come back in. I'm back. Hell yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, these are my things for today. So, harvest crops from your farm. We need to harvest some cacao seeds. And then we need to make 20 onigiri so that we can unlock other stuff. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you for redeeming so many drinks. Whoa, whoa, so many drinks. Salty beer. Congrats on your salty beer friend. And Uggs, everybody knows your legacy. Everybody knows Uggs and legacy are feeling the same. Whoa, we can see reviews. A 2.8. Oh, guys, we've got to raise the reviews of Tavern's doing terrible. A little long wait, but organizing orders could help. Wow. I wasn't expecting much, but wow, this blew me away. That was for a coffee. And then fresh ingredients and fantastic presentation to a glass of water, which, you know what? That's fine. Great portion size and totally worth the price. Wow. This dish exceeded my expectations. So flavorful and fresh. Wow. Wow. Nice and simple. 3-star. Okay. So we gotta pump it up, y'all. We gotta pump it up. We gotta make sure that shit's on lock. Get out of here. Gotta harvest old stuff. And then also, we gotta redecorate the place because decoration is very important and it's gonna make people want to stay here more and give us their money. You're a shark? You are a shark. You are a shark, Legacy. You are a shark. You're also a rhino. Yeah, yeah. Aww. Buka, musician. You're so cute. You're a bunny. You're a bunny. Look how cute you are. You're so freaking cute. You're so adorable. Wow. And you're on a cute little friend date. You're on a cute little friend date. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. You get that friend date. Hell yeah. I don't know what it is on the screen, but it's super cute. Type in !join. If you type !join, you get your own little character. Kawaii Musician is a bunny. Foxy is a purple hippo that's chunky. Well, you're a rhino, technically, because you got a little horn. And then Legacy has 2 accounts. One is a shark and one is a capybara. Capybara. Capybara, 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 capybara. Wow, bouncing my head. I'm not fat. I didn't say you're fat. I said you're chunky. Nothing wrong with a little chunk. Everybody loves a good chunk. Ox Spider is an axolotl. And this is a raccoon eating the gay agenda. That's the name of the dish now. That dish over there, that's the gay agenda. And I will not be taking questions. I will not be taking any questions. Also, we got some cows. Gonna steal their milk. Oh, I accidentally clicked off the UI. Take their meat. Take your meat. And steal an egg. Hell yeah. Why am I... Whoa! So cute. I love the little tongue blep. The little tongue like sticking out of the mouth. Also, you don't have to type !join every time. You just join back automatically now because they added that. I'm making the BF join so we can maybe go on a date at your cafe. Wow, cute. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm no faker. You're literally sitting at the same table as your alt account, bruh. We cannot make it up. We cannot make it up. Hell yeah, you got a glass of water. Water. And a gay agenda. Wow. So what I'm gonna do, one, is I'm gonna fucking change the beats, because I could do that. Oh, I should probably turn up the music. Wait, where are we? Do 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 do. Yeah. 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 I want to talk about Maiden Voyage. Oh no. Talk about Maiden Voyage. What the hell? God, it's been so long. Let's play Dancing with the Shadows. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Whoa, Gotrog. Let's go, let's go. Now we wait. Please sit at the same table. Please, please, please. I'm a fake fox. You are the alpha. Service slow, chairs uncomfy, decorations mid, cows have no space to roam. Do you know what, Legacy? I hope you step on a Lego. Screw you! I work hard. I work hard to build this restaurant. I work super hard. I'm the alpha, I'm the leader. I'm the leader of the pack. Oh. I think I still have my DM notes somewhere. Oh my god, do you? Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like when I found clips of, God, I can't remember what it was called, but the Monster Hearts. The Monster Hearts podcast that we did. I think I still have those videos somewhere, buried deep in the bowels of my computer. I thought about possibly, like, trying to go through it and see if there was anything salvageable, because I think we finished playing that game right as my laptop started dying. So I couldn't even edit it the way I wanted it, you know, to be. Whoa, you're a bunny! Oh, you're sitting far away from Buka. I give you lots of hearts. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Oh, Paradise, look. You're so floofy. I've never played Monster Hearts, but I've been interested for a hot minute. It sounds fun. It is. Monster Hearts is a very fun game. It's a very fun TTRPG to play. However, you gotta make sure that you have, like, a really good table who are not only respectful of boundaries, but also very self-aware. You know? Like, because Monster Hearts is very, like, CW, Vampire Diaries, Teen Wolf, and a lot of the powers stem from having sex. That's just how it works. It stems from supernaturals having sex. You know, you gotta make sure that, like, everyone at the table has common sense and common decency. And it's not like you role play the sex. It's just that when you sleep with people or when you, you know, get into a relationship with people, it gives you additional bonuses. So it kind of incentivizes you to. RP the sex? No, because that's cringe and disgusting. No one wants to sit around a table and RP sex. If you want that, go pay someone to do that. Yeah. Go pay someone to do that in, like, a dungeon with BDSM and shit. Like, that's not why people play TTRPGs. So yeah. But I've played, oh god, what's the... I can't remember the role. I think it's like the Queen Bee or something. The Queen Bee. And I've played her twice. I've played the Queen Bee twice. One time was very stereotypical, like, Heather's you can't sit with us, right? And then the second time I played, like, a version of Coraline, who only a few people in this chat will know because chorus from an old Westmasters server that I played in D&D. But I did a Queen Bee version of her, and it was very, very fun. Because she was very, like... She was very much like, come and join the Happiness and Peace of Mind Committee. Not realizing that she was unintentionally creating a hive mind. And slowly taking over the school to the point of where the supernatural headmaster had to be like, either you leave or you like, or we kill you because you're doing too much. You're doing way too much. And she was like, aw, but everybody loves me. And everybody in the room was like, yes, we love her. We love her so much. Yes, we love her. And the headmaster's like, no. No, this is apotheosis, hive mind central. You need to stop. You need to leave. You are basically an infection. It was great. It's fun. It's really fun. Godot's eating the gay agenda. Godtrog! Are you eating the gay agenda? Haha, you're a lone wolf. Stop eating the gay agenda! Also, yes, Coraline is a is an animated stop motion horror film. Well, horror. Yeah, it's basically a horror film. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try and decorate this because we've got a lot of money now, and I want to up our reviews, you guys, because we can like look at our performance. Look at that. We can look at our performance. Total satisfaction 59%, which is pretty good. Pretty good. My internet died 3 times. No, don't let them take you away. Let's see. A lot of people ordering water. A lot of people ordering the gay agenda. I'm eating the work agenda right now. Oh no, don't let capitalism win. I'm glad you had a good meal, Godtrog. Let's go. Buka, you keep missing the BF. You keep missing the BF. Also, we're selling good on hot espresso, chala, and sourdough. So, what I'm gonna do... Oh, I can look at a graph of our weekly profit. So much detail. Another review. I wonder what it says. There we go. I need the recipe for the gay agenda ASAP. Well, you can't have it. You're a cop, and it's secret. Hell yeah. Asta, may I ask you a favor? No. Taking your money. Kawaii musician, exact same answer. Taking your money. Yeah. So we probably have to expand our menu. We have a large menu, we just need more ingredients. So, where do we get ingredients? There we go. I mean, we've got a lot of everything. But not lettuce. We'd need to expand our farm. Is Legacy sitting by himself? Yeah, Legacy is sitting by himself. I'm not Legacy. You so are, though. You so are Legacy. Do you know why? Do you know why you are Legacy? Because Legacy hasn't said that you're not Legacy. Because Legacy's too busy bouncing between the 2 accounts. You can't trick me. I was alive when you were a twinkle in your dad's eye, okay? What am I eating? Wait, where are you? Oh, I can't see. Legacy's heckin' getting in the way. What the hell? Oh, you're eating sourdough. No, you're eating chala. Never mind, I got it wrong. You're eating chala. Yummy Jewish bread. I assume I'm pronouncing it wrong. Hiya. I don't know if do we have we do. We don't have a lot of cabbage though. I would like to. I am the real legacy. Sure. I'm eating a popsicle with a fork. You are, and I'm proud of you. Every time you say Chala, all I can think of is Dragon Ball Z opening. Da, da, and Chala. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Asa, may I gain a favor by telling you a secret you don't know? No. Denied! Denied! Ugh, Spider, you're a cop! How could you? How could you? Oh no, you're leaving! Oh no! Oh, Gotrog, you're so cute. Oh, fluffy sheep. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna do some renovations. I'm gonna do some renovations to spice up the area. I know it's covering up a lot of the screen, but I want to see, you know? I want to see. Okay. Let us renovate kitchen. I already have a fridge. Do I expand? I'm always so nice to you, Asta. Are you? I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. Okay. Dining room. Oh, look at that. Uggs coming to Legacy's defense. Totally not the same account. All right. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to close the cafe for a bit. Whoa. Okay, we're closing the cafe for a bit. Just because we need to renovate. I kind of want to get more space, though. I didn't finish my food. It's okay, you can come back in a bit. Available in the full game? Oh, I can't expand anymore. I'm gonna expand both areas. Okay, well, give me a second. Hamana samana. Hamana samana. Hamana samana. Hamana sam. Hamana samana. Hamana sam. Ma bam. Ba ba dum. Is that the same color? Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Okay. And then 2 out of 10. Cafe is alright, but it randomly closed without notice. What the hell? Asta needs more employees, but we have so many. We have like 4. I lie. We have 4. And they're good. They're good at what they do. The cafe is good, but it got thrown out for renovations randomly. No, guys, please. I'm sorry. If I didn't do it at some point, you'd keep coming in. Maybe I can get the fancy tables. I want the fancy tavern looking tables. I want these. I want these. Yeah, sexy tables. I think we have enough money. I think we have enough money for sexy tables. Right? I bet the prices are about to go up too. No, I would never. I would never. That is not a part of the gay agenda. I would never do that to any of y'all. Ooh, these are pretty. They're 2,000 each though. I'm gonna slow my roll. Is this gonna be the whole stream? Because I think it might be top 3 best streams of all time. Well, I mean, today's just, you know, vibing, chatting, getting to hang out, and maybe play this game a bit. So, you know, it could be. Okay, and then let's get some chairs. We can get fancy chairs. But I kind of want something in purple. What? Is there anything else that comes in purple? Purple, 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 purple. Purple, 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 purple. Purple, 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 purple. See, only one of the chairs comes in purple. What if there are no table but just chairs? Then I wouldn't be able to serve anyone. What if each table is a different theme? Oh, I feel like that would cost so much money. I might go for pink. I don't know how I feel. I want tavern aesthetic. Everything is very modern. Modern chair ruin aesthetic. Eat on lap. I don't think the game would let you. But Asta, you're always serving. Oh wow, thanks. Thanks. I try. I'm just being dumb at this point. Like, I know we probably have chairs like this, but these are the only chairs that are proper. I don't know. What would you guys prefer? What would you guys prefer? Let's keep it chill, maybe. Brown at least. Brown at least. Brown at least. Ooh, okay. But then it's gonna be very brown, you know? Asta, you aren't dumb in comparison to chat. You're Einstein. You know, I don't know whether that's a compliment, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Also, the fact they said in comparison to chat. Oh my god. I'm gonna keep, you know, I'm gonna keep these chairs. I shouldn't have doubted them. I'm gonna leave them red. Yeah. I shouldn't have doubted them. These chairs are okay. Boom. 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 Okay. And now we can hang stuff on the wall, but I need to see. Isn't Einstein that one guy who was president of the United States? Wow. Wow. Please tell me that's a joke. Please. I beg. Something that's tavern-like. Something is like a tavern. Ooh, maybe we could have like... And then like... I want it to kind of like end here. You know? Sometimes she does that without rugs on the floor. We have rugs! We have rugs! We have rugs! No, you're thinking Eisenhower. Einstein is that doctor that made the monster out of corpses. Oh. Why are y'all like this? Why are y'all like this? What's pretty? What's pretty in purple? Not much. Not much is pretty in purple. I might have to go for red. Anything else red? What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this wall? Is this wall nice? Nice wall? Or should we go for something like this? I don't know. Oh, it's so hard. Choices are hard to make. Choices are very hard to make. Ah. These are railings. I'm just gonna go with this. Why can't I have a darker vibe? You know? Why can't I? Who says I can't? You need like 14 naps, falling asleep at the desk? No! Not 14 naps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How much sleep did you get last night? Or didn't get last night, I guess. I want to move. Maybe I should leave it open on either side. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wrong color. Ugh. I kept reading... Oh, my bad. I kept reading Reddit posts. Oh, bless. Bless ya. Lanterns hanging in the air? Heckin' magic, bruh. I'm joking. I'm gonna move them. Where were the lanterns? They were part of this collection, right? Boom. Actually, maybe this entire thing. Maybe it's open. But then you guys are gonna get chilly. And you're gonna be like, oh, Asta, we're cold. You're gonna complain and stuff. Oh. Add one more wall piece near the door. Oh, what, like here? Hama samana, hamana samana. Hamana samana. Hamana sam. Hamana sam. There you go. Yeah, you're right. It looks a little better. Hamana samana, hamana. My brain's like, this needs to be in the middle. Or I could just expand this. I could expand this entire fenced area. But then it would be like, what's the point in having a door? Tricky. Oh, it looks pretty without the grids, though. Can you place the door with a gate? Can I replace the door with a gate? Let's see. I cannot. They're just doors. Only doors. To be fair, this is a demo, so hopefully they add more. Hopefully they add more. For now, we do what we must. Right, we've looked at chairs. This is walls. I want to move this. Can you replace the door with a wall so that we can never, ever... We can't leave ever and ever. I would never do that to you guys. What the heckity heck in my left pec? I would never do that to you. Wait, I want to move this now. Wait, move. No one's being held against their will. No one's being held. Blah, 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 blah. No one's being held. Don't even pretend, you silly billies. Fuck it, I'm just gonna make this the rest of the wall. Is frustrating me. I can't figure out a good way to make it look good. There you go. I'll add some pretty windows. Can we get a fountain? We can get a fountain. It's pretty pricey. So I'm gonna wait. Because I want to make sure that everything else is tippity tippity top top tip top tippity top. Ooh, sexy. Red, or do we go gold? Oh! Mama likey. Mama like you very much. Brown or gold? Brown or gold, you guys? I feel like gold goes with the lanterns. You know what I mean? We're going for sexy, but also relaxing. Gold? I'm hearing gold. Okay. Fucking lantern in the way. Get out of here, bro. I mean, I put you there, so that's on me. Maybe I move... I move you here. And then... If only we could put like a small like table and one chair. Can we do that? Like a one? No. They all take up the same amount of space. Green? Foxy, this is why you can't be trusted. What the hell? What do you mean green? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Maybe you can just put some stuff over here. Maybe another window. Can another window fit? It doesn't match. Doesn't match the patterns. And I can't expand this place anymore because it's technically still a demo. Fuck. We could add some plants. Pretty. Maybe a spittoon. Can we get a hanging plant or a spittoon? We are an elegant place. There ain't no way in fresh hell I'm gonna add a spittoon. But maybe a hanging plant. I don't know if any of these plants hang. They kind of just sit. They're sitting plants. Do you want a sitting plant? Got some cool carpet. I don't know if I want to put a... So on the floor, or maybe just don't spit, you heathen. You absolute heathen. Can we get the statue of David inside for decoration? The statue of David? Bruh? I don't even know if we can get a statue inside here. I feel like if we were to get a carpet, this would match the best, but I don't want to get a carpet, you know? Plants. It's a very fancy carpet. I feel like it's a little over the top, you know? We already have the very decadent, like, lattice work windows. Can you put stuff on the table? I cannot. I would love if I could, though. That'd be really, really nice. You know, like a little bouquet in between. But I think because the asset is only like 2 squares wide and all the, and the smaller assets are 1 square, it's just like, it's gonna be on one side or the other. You can't really like decorate in between that. Also, when people spell cleaning carpet is awful, that is also true. That is also true. Let's look at all the stuff that we can like hang about. We have like lanterns and stuff, but there's like little things we can put in the corner, like heckin' bread, bruh. Red wine on white carpet, 10 out of 10. Stop that. You know how fucking difficult it is to get wine out of a carpet? It fucking sucks. I could get bread. Is this turnip? What are you? Some kind of food. Cleaning, shopping, supermarket, books, croissant, a salad bar, cake, something that fits, something that's elegant. you know? So we have a bunch of tills. This is probably where, like, we can place someone at the front to take orders and shit. Piano. We could get the piano. We could get the piano and put it there. We could. I burnt my finger on my pizza. Kawaii. How? How did you burn your finger on your pizza? Ice cream? Ooh, colorful pastries. It doesn't fit the theme though. Pies. Doesn't fit the theme. I don't trust y'all around porcelain. Maybe? I was testing to see if it was hot enough. Honey! Buka! Why? I hope your fingy's okay. The car? This? While you scream, I cream. I hate that. The slushy machine? We could, but I don't know if it fits. It feels very modern, you know? I think we have like such a cool vibe going on that it's just like, you know, maybe like a table full of like pastries and stuff, or books. I love books. You guys might like books. I really like books. Or a seating area, you know, or a little table. You hate books? Foxy, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm a writer. I write books. Heckin', what the heck? What the heckity heck in my left peck? This is for coffee. This is for tea. Honey. Or punch. Boba! I think it's boba, but it looks like boba. I'm being held against my will. How can I leave? Maybe the reason why you're stuck here is because you need to read more. Maybe you signed a contract and didn't realize what it stipulated, and maybe this is a lesson in life to read the fine print. I hate books. I only read AO3 ISAT fanfics about Sifrin and Isabeau kissing. Wow. What if, okay, but Foxy, okay, now I feel like this is a personal attack. What if I find you a book? What if I find you a book that's just as gay? Just as gay and just as, like, you know, hurt comfort. You know what I mean? What if I'm able to find you a book like that? Would you read it? Would you read it? Cause there's a book for everyone. There's a book for everyone. I feel like you're not giving it a chance. Unholy stuff. Jesus. I don't think it's that unholy. Okay, I'm gonna get this because I think it's heckin' cute. I read a fanfic that couldn't ever be a published book. I mean, it could. It would just have to put in the work. Okay. But then where are we gonna put the piano? Damn. It's okay, it's okay. Decorative items. What the fuck is this? Hello. This looks wrong. If this was any smaller, this would look wrong. I don't know what it is. I don't really want to know. That's a dildo. Yeah. Looks like it. I did not think of sex toys when I saw that. Legacy. Someone motivate me to keep doing my schoolwork. If you keep doing your schoolwork, then you can graduate, and then we can meet up and have a good time. If you made it white, it would be a snowman. Waist snatched. Snowman. I can see it. I can see it. Ooh. Oh, it's 2. What am I using this railing for? Oh, do you know what? If I did that, like made a little guardrail and then left this whole thing open, that would be cool. You know, and then like that would be the balcony and then the rest forward would be the inside. But you can't do that. Not yet, anyway. Candles. Umbrella. Pillars? Ayo? Where are we? Heckin'. What the heckity heck? It'd be really funny to have an open air cafe that nonetheless has these huge double doors to enter. Right? Right? This heckin' silly. Is this a gay cafe or the Pantheon is what you mean? Honestly, a bit of both. Bit of both. Gods, hey, gods exist in my lore. Gods, eidolons, tit for tat. They exist, so it would fit. But this isn't a place of divinity. This isn't a place of divinity, you guys. This is a place of the gay agenda. And the gay agenda says no. Just randomly in the middle. People get wet whilst eating. That sounds wrong. Oh, Parthenon. The fancy building with the columns in Greece. Okay. I thought you were just misspelling Pantheon. Used to be a temple. Oh, this is pretty. See, if we had a little area outside, I could put this outside and be like, wow, look at this. A fountain. Whoa. But we can't. Man, if you put a fountain inside, I can't wait to get wet while eating. No, don't take it out of context. Stop. Don't. That's 2. This is 2. It'd have to be white. Aw, man, takes up 2. A little bonsai. I like desserts and deserts. Context can't save me ever. It's too late for you now. Too late. I'm trying to figure out what plants would be best. This plant feels too short. This feels not enough. This plant is too big. I don't want to put it like right beside the chair, you know? I want it kind of to have its own space in the back. I'm making space for this pastry bar. Add a penis statue? Well, we can't have one. We can't have a penis statue. I'm so sorry. Ooh, I can't find a plant that fits. You know what I mean? I need a plant to be like, wow, you know? Like, wow. But nothing's really wowing me right now. Everything's just like, meh. I can add more. I can add a little thing. I can add more. I can add shelves! Shelves! I can add shelves. Ooh, we don't need plants if we have lots of fruits inside. I mean, I think a lot of this... Oh, we can have a little menu board. I don't want that though. It's a little... It's a little cheesy. Boba. This is pretty. This is pretty. Too big though. Oh, this is even prettier. Wow, there's so many options. I want to get one of those shelves. Where are you? Mysterious jars. But what if run out of fruit? Well, then I'd have to grow more. I'd have to grow more fruit, you know? Do you think this is good enough for now? I feel like this needs to be a continued theme. Sure? Sure isn't good enough. Too much? Too much? Too much or pretty? Too much? Too much. Too little? Okay. Oh my god. I think maybe because it's such a like cramped space, maybe when we expand a little, or I delete this table, right? Hear me out. I delete this table and I put the piano here because I think the piano will fit if I delete this table. Piano? Where's piano? Piano. Right? Right? Piano? Add cow? What do you mean add cow? We have so much cow. Expand the eating space to the left. But this is what a kitchen is, which we still need to figure out. At the Christmas section? What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about right now? At the Christmas section? Eh? Which section? Which section are you talking about? Who needs a chicken? I have so many. And I can feed them. Down this one? Bro, read, and tell me the word. Saying down in this one is so vague. Christmas cause candy cane. Oh, balloon. Oh my god. No. 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 That doesn't fit at all. He's a cute cow. I'll give him that. He's a cutie. He's a cutie, but he doesn't fit. He doesn't fit the theme. No, it doesn't, Legacy. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. I could tell. Alright, do I have one of everything? I think I've maximized almost everything. Okay, we make matcha. We can make coconut water. We can make cinnamon rolls. We have one of everything. I think maybe that's our problem. I can't move anything? Hey, don't add a cow, add two so it isn't alone. It's the mascot? What? My mascot is literally in my arms right now. You guys are so disrespectful. Cinnamon roll. Okay, okay, that's just the new stuff that we got. Maybe the real mascot were the friends we made along the way. Wow. It could be. I think it could be. We have one of everything, but it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna get double the stuff, but I'd like to rearrange things, and I can't. Oh, there we go. Two of everything, why not? Move this. Do, 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 do. Oh, there's tons of other shit that I can buy. I'm silly. I didn't need two of everything. Open the gate. Okay, okay, okay. Wait, wait, wait. We need a boil. Look, corn soup. You like corn? What the fuck? And you like fryers? And you like dango? And you like steamed rice? Upgrade your equipment? I have. I've upgraded all my current equipment as high as it can go. Some stuff can't go any higher because it's not the full game. Okay, now I need to figure out. Open up the FBI will open up. The femboy bussy inspector. I hate that. Those words feel like a hate crime. Okay, let me just add the new stuff. So we have a boiler now. We had a coffee maker before. We have a fryer now. I'm gonna move these around. We also have a prep station, which is always great. And we have a steamer. So I'm gonna rearrange these. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Let's see. Boom. 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 And I'm gonna change the background for the kitchen because it's looking similar to here. And I think also having something light in the kitchen where you're dealing with oil is like really freaking not great. So let's make it brickwork. No, let's make it wood paneling and make it dark. No, let's make it. Oh, this is pretty. And then, sorry, one more thing, and then I'll open, I promise. But, where is it? No, not here. Where is it? Marie! They don't need windows in the kitchen, right? Seasonings and such. Oh, we can't add it. Why? Why can't add? Why can't add? Boo. Okay, whatever. We're fine. I was gonna expand the garden. But whatever. Whoa, it's open now. Look at how fancy this place is. I'm gonna have to remove the background though. There we go. There you go. Wow. Gotrog! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Got any recipes. We can serve that. We can't serve this. Why not? We need rice grains? How do we buy more ingredients? I'm sure we had wheat. Oh, probably because we need to make more. Krivi's taking a sweet time in the gardens, man. We have customers that desire food. Wow, kawaii musician, look at you. You're like a little detective. Look at your outfit. I'm gonna grow more wheat. If it lets me. Oh, I'm dumb. Oh. I could have been cooking shit this whole time. Or making shit. Okay. Everything's so full. No slushy machine? Okay. Well, do you know what? Okay. You tell me a place you can go to that's this decadent and fancy, affordable, and you can get a drink and stuff for less than a tenner. Tell me, huh? You tell me. Yeah, I bet you can't. Heckin' lame ass. This is not affordable? What do you mean? Okay, Olive Garden. Okay, but is the food as good? Because a lot of people are like, Olive Garden is whatever. But this is a place where the food is made with love. Chubby chickens, chubby chickens. Is this food good though? It is! Do you know what, Legacy? I should ban you. I should ban you so that you never come to this tavern ever again. It is also not made with love, I promise. What do you mean? It's made with love. Aw, look, it's Legacy on his, on his other account, sharing a table. How cute. Oh, he's a little bear. Whoa. They give kisses. You do. you guys are so close but so far. You're an axolotl. Little bear's oh, spider. Look at you. Why ban you? Cause you're a little shit. Right, I gotta go check on the food situation. Okay, we're okay. We've got one of everything apart from corn. We're not growing any corn. So growing that here. We've officially run out of space. Our garden is too big. Why am I not allowed to join in the gay cafe? You are! Look, you're tall giraffe. Yeah. I wish you could make these, like, one of the staff members play the piano, you know? Just for a little bit. No piano player? Legacy? Shut up! That's because I snuck inside when you weren't looking? What the fuck? That'd be so cute, right? Where it's like, kind of like, oh, I can't remember what game it is. But like, when the cute little characters perform on stage, so maybe like the ambient music, like, fades out, and then like a spotlight hits the character playing the piano, and then they play like, maybe 16 bars of something, and then everybody like in the restaurant claps, and then everything resumes. That would be a cute thing. That would be a cute thing, and if it helps improve your ratings for your restaurant, that would be great as well. I'm literally everything but not a fox. You were a wolf, which was kind of close. I don't think they have a fox here. Look, they're both standing by the piano like they want to do something. You know, I think it's a sign. This game better let me go sit with my boo. Yeah, what the hell? What if you could invest in your musician too? Like buy a better gear, get them lessons, make a full band, etc. That would be really cool. Because the staff don't really come with like skills. But I can also make them go rest. Is what I'm learning. But come back in! Your shift's not over! That was by accident! By accident! Wow! What the hell? God, Trog! Heckin' taking out this little lamb? What the fuck? Who is nicer, William Afton or Asta? Wait, is William Afton a bad guy? He used to have people performing in suits, but then he replaced them by AI robots. I think I'm way nicer than William Afton. I don't know why that's part of the discussion. I'm a little offended. I came, I ate, I left happy. Yo, he came, he ate, he left happy. Look at that. 4 out of 5 stars, baby. 4 out of 5 stars. I'm obviously amazing at this. What? Wow. The real question here is Legacy worse than William Afton? Yes. I'm joking. That guy's literally a murderer. I would never say anything like that. I would never ever say anything like that. You know, unless egg. Chunky chickens. Chunky chickens. Chunky chickens. Chunk. I kill children for sport, not for selfish purposes, so no, I'm better. And that's when we put legacy in the ground. That's crazy to say out loud. Crazy. I think everything's going well. Legacy content can't even save you. That's very true. All right, let's see. A recipe. We can serve this now because we have ingredients. We don't have that. We can serve this. We don't have this. We don't have that. We're fresh out. Don't have. What do we need? We just need more wheat. We need more stuff. Ass is being mean to me, so I will hold off on buying commissions. Oh, boo-hoo. It's very darling of you to think that will stop me from being mean to you. That's very darling. Yeah, let the rest of us buy some. That's also true. Wow. Your money doesn't offer you protection or special treatment. I bully everybody. You cannot hide. You are a victim. Hiya. Don't bully me. It's okay, Buka. I'm fragile. It's okay. I would never. Big hugs, big hugs. You literally said it did get me protection. Did I? I don't think I did. I would never say that. I've told people that if they pay me, I can protect them from getting stabbed in London. That's the thing that I've said. But I have never said that commissions or subscriptions will ever protect you from me teasing you, me bullying you. That's just something you sign up to when you join the guild. But technically money can get you protection, depends on what brand, but a pack of condoms. Foxy, no! I'm gonna go collect my squid. What the hell? We have more than enough. What do we have? What do we have a lot of in terms of ingredients? We have so much squid that I think we can just like get rid of it for now. Get it back later. Let's see, where do I do that? There we go. And then we can make space for more this and more this. The garden's a little bit messy right now, but we're trying. Ba-ba-bum! Guild branded condoms when? I hate that. I hate everything about that. I mean, I'm all for condoning and being in support of using protection. Please do. But I would not like to be the face of it. Oishi, thank you for redeeming your passion fruit boba. Let's go. I finished my homework. Are you proud of me, my demon ass? Of course I'm proud of you, my sweetie. Hell yeah. You get 2 kisses. Mwah. Mwah. There you go. Well done for finishing your homework. I hope it wasn't too hard, and I hope it didn't involve maths. Because maths sucks. Maths actually sucks, but I hate maths. They can never make me do maths again. Okay, let's see. Oh, we need someone heckin' serving food. Why are you here? You should be here. Torre, move! You need more employees in the farm and kitchen? Boo! Legacy, you pay Asta for kissing, yours are fake. Hey, yo! Wait, hold on. No one's paid me for any kind of kisses. What the hell? No, I get free kisses. Kawaii musician does get free kisses. It's true, it's true, it's true. That's the privilege of being kawaii musician. If you are not kawaii musician, then, you know, kisses may be, you know, they're not guaranteed. Why don't I get free kisses? You have to do something to warrant free kisses, honey. Like if you came into chat and you were like, wow, I, you know, fucking, I don't know, I mowed my lawn today and it was really hard because it's been a mess for a couple of months, but I did it. Then I'd be like, wow, you know, well done. Here's some kisses. But you haven't come in and been like, Asta, are you proud of me? How am I supposed to know your achievements if you don't tell me, Foxy? Wow, you know, fucking, I don't know, I mowed my lawn today and it was hard because it was messy. Did you actually, though? Or are you lying because you want kisses? I know these tricks. Bruh, full of burpees. I mowed the snow in front of my lawn. Snow? Snow at this time of year? Where do you live? Why are you stuck here? I think I broke. Go away, Torre, and come back with your head on straight. Now, Legacy, do you think that's a nice thing to say? Oh, there we go. Wow, kawaii musician, thank you so much for the subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, you're in the right place now. I think I just had to make you leave and come back. Can you serve this food, or are you just gonna stand there? I streamed in Stars and Time today and got a whopping 5 views. Are you proud of me? I am proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. Here is your I'm proud of you kiss. Hurrah! There you go. It proudly expired like 2 minutes ago. Good timing. That's so funny. That's so funny. There's just this like gay agenda ice cream waiting here. Is it because we're not serving it anymore? Am I losing my mind? We are serving it. Torre! What the heck? Does no one want the gay agenda? You're hungry? Heckin' starve. I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking. Don't starve, don't starve. Oh, I wanted to show you guys, but I haven't got my camera set up. Okay, so I recently went to this shop that exists in London. Godchuck, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's this shop in London called Tian Tian Market. And Tian Tian Market sells, like, it's an Asian supermarket, essentially. It sells all the bulldog ramen flavors. It even sells, like, these, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, in Japanese convenience stores where they have the self-heating food. They sell those. So I got myself some self-heating curry and rice. And I was gonna do it on stream so people could see how it worked. But, like, I haven't got a camera set up, and my desk is a mess, and I don't have anything set up. So I'm gonna try and do it for tomorrow. I'm gonna try and do it tomorrow's stream, like an hour before we start ISAT. Okay, Aster and chat, what is the best cheap ramen? Ooh, that's hard. I'm trying to find one that doesn't have lactose. Ooh, fuck. I don't know what the brand is called, but I know that the flavor is called Special Chicken. We can serve these, because we have these now. Yeah, we should be fine. We're serving it, right? Serving. Serving, yeah. I think I broke this because no one's leaving. You know? No one's leaving. So I'm just gonna close. Also, hello, Gar. Sorry I didn't respond. I didn't see the message because the menu was in the way. Hello. I'm gonna close the shop and then I'm gonna open it. I'm not kicking y'all out. I'm just resetting it. Legacy, your ratings don't count because you're a butt. You're a butt. A B-U-T-T. Better have me sit next to Godtrog. I hope so, -5 out of 10? Wait. Godtrog. Godtrog? Get out of here, Legacy! Oh, okay. Never mind. Godtrog? No! Come back! Oh, sit beside Legacy. Do it. No! Okay, Uggs is taking his own table. Okay. Aw, man. If you come in alone, you sit alone. No one will join you. Boo! Boo! Where's my Godtrog? I don't know. Say boo real fast. No. Why not? Why? Because if I say it super fast, it's gonna sound like I'm saying boob. I know what you're like. You're a silly Billy, Legacy. Godtrog? If y'all come in and out once... Oh my god! Godtrog, you came in and she left! 2 ships in the night! Wow. Wow. He is a panda! You heckin' love pandas right now. Heckin' love pandas. Yeah. What do you have? Let's see. You have chicken steak. I'm a panda fiend right now. You are. Heckin' Tori's taking your order. She's like, what do you want, boo? Hell yeah. Oh, I love the axolotl design so much. Wait, real chicken? What if I was a bird? Cannibalism-ish? Yeah? Well, that's on you. Listen, Godtrog's having the gay agenda, and that's all I care about right now. Let's see if we can upgrade. Aw, we can't. We can? Mashed potatoes! And french fries! And pork steak! Caramel popcorn! Oh! Thank you for getting a pastry! Thank you! You're not in the shop? You are. Look, go here. Ow! Why am I getting bonked? I'm not technically stealing your money. It was my money anyways. Onion rings! Grilled cheese. I'm an axolotl. Yeah. And then, boom. Chocolate, ooh. You should add a blackjack table. I mean, I don't think it will let me. Yeah, sorry. There is none. Boo-doo-doo. Add a big hole in the middle of the room. I need some extra cash with these exorbitantly high prices. What? These prices are not high. My food is reasonably priced. Otherwise, look. The most expensive thing I'm not even serving, which is mashed potatoes, mainly because we can't. We have Scotch egg, which we're serving. We're not serving pork steak because we don't have all the ingredients. We're serving cinnamon roll. Whoa, hold on. Okay, I didn't realize how high the prices were. This is not generated by me, so it's not my fault. You can blame my familiar, because he's the one who did this, okay? But why is a Scotch egg $460? I repeat, $460 pound currency. We'll call it 460 what is it? What's the term for the currency in law? There's so many different currencies, I can't even remember. But 460 is a lot. That's a lot. Oh, Kawaii Musician and Godtrog, you're so far, yet so close. Oh. Well, you know, it's not my fault the prices are so high. You know? 460 in my country could buy you like a really small pack of crisps. Okay. Okay, it's not too bad. So in certain currencies, it is cheap. So maybe you guys just need to think of it from a different perspective. Paradise Flower Tree in Gottrog. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna keep the screen here. I'm gonna... Where is it? There you go. Now you're tiny. Why do you not want to sit with me? Oh, yeah, God, Trog, what the hell? Been waiting for you to sit with Quiet Musician, what the hell? I want to. A likely story. The hell? Who am I sitting with? You are sitting with Uggs, which is Legacy's second account. A draft coming from the door? Have you ever thought about the draft coming from your face hole? Whoa. Hahaha. I'm not Legacy. Legacy, we all know your Legacy. Ha 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 ha. Unjoin. I'm leaving. Bold of you to assume that I would let your soul leave this place. This is your purgatory, fool. To repeatedly and forever be stuck in a tavern where you order and get bullied. Oh, unrelated, but you're also enjoying leaving? Shaking my head. You thought you could. Sure, unrelated, right? So silly. La. Always bullying me? I don't always bully you. It's just 90% of the time. La. Legacy, you deserve to be bullied. What did I do? What didn't you do? You know, frankly, that's a good question. What didn't you do? Coming to stream, always horny, always making horny jokes, always making sexual jokes. Of course you're gonna get bullied. It's part of the banter. Only when I get egged on. No one eggs you on, Legacy. No one eggs you on to be sexual horny boy. Asta probably knows most about you, Legacy. That's true, I do. Legacy needs the horny bonk. Yes, he does. Legacy has been an adventurer under the guild for... the past, like, 5-6 years? Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of time to get to know someone. I keep it tame for Asta. Ooh. Coming up to 5 years, hell yeah. But that doesn't include your time following me under Uggs. Because Uggs is your second account. Uggs is second account. Yeah, it is. So you should go check the Uggs follower. Asta, trust me, what you know is tame. If what I know is tame, you need help. Get some help. Get a therapist. Get some help. There we go. 5 years. Rude? Not rude. The truth. Nuh-uh. Yaha. No. Oh, let me bring the UI down. There you go. All right. I like this. I like just vibing. Still have the lore doc open. But yeah. Oh, also, guys, it's almost Friday. It's almost Friday. Which is gonna be so good, because then it's the weekend. I'm 2 months, but still more appreciated than Legacy. My followage is not accurate. It's not. You've been following for way longer. Way longer. Way, way, way longer. Oh, I see how it is. See how what is? I'm not appreciated around here. No one said that. Listen, Legacy. I wanna put it into perspective. You, a sexual individual of sorts, come into an asexual chat of sorts, and be horny. How? Just do the maths. How do you think that's gonna go? Just do the maths. The same applies to everybody. You do horny stuff in an asexual's chat. An asexual who doesn't take horny sexual stuff seriously. What do you think's gonna happen? Just do the maths for me in your head. And it's very easy, because it's like 2 + 2. I'm not even allowed to be non-horny. Legacy, I think this is the first stream, and I think it's because you've been so concentrated on making fun of the little game that we have at the bottom of the screen. But every other stream is some kind of phrase about Odile. It's some kind of phrase about whatever hot mommy is on the screen. Math sweat. I'm sorry. I won't bring up maths again. It can't hurt you here. Maths can't hurt you. I promise. You also simp for hot mommies? Yeah. But the most that I want from them is for them to either, you know, sit on me, step on me, or to like hold my hand and maybe give a hug. Don't forget uppies. That's true. I do like uppies. That's not different from what I want. Oh, Mr. I want to be pegged. Are you telling me that wanting a hug from someone wanting uppies from someone is the same as wanting to get pegged, because I'm pretty sure if you wanted to get pegged and someone gave you a hug instead, you'd be greatly disappointed. They are not the same. In any form. In any form. Yeah, holding hands is the same as pegging according to Legacy. Oh my god. No, I do not mean that you want to be loved by them. Just not that different. It is very different. You would like sexual activity and penetration. I just want a hug. Those are two very different activities. One I can do in public and people won't stare. Legacy, you don't love, you lust, you need some water. Holy water. Oh, holy water. I need a hug and to be told everything will be okay. Yeah, same. Just a hug, some head pats, and just someone to be like, don't worry, baby, I got you. And I'd be like, wow. Wow. Hello, Goldman. Hello. How are you doing? Forehead kisses. Yes, forehead kisses are the best. Has Godot sat with you yet? Or not Godot. I don't know why I keep calling Godtrog Godot. That's not the name. Wow, thank you for redeeming your bitter cocoa boba. Thank you. Even though he won't sit with me. What the heck? That's so messed up. But how are you, Goldman? How are you doing today? Has your week been okay? Who am I sitting with? You currently are sitting with Arc Spider. Also, Goldman, if you would like to be a little animal at the bottom of the screen ordering at the tavern, type in !join. Your character should show up. I just want a loving relationship. But Legacy, you don't say that. You don't say that, Legacy. You say everything sexual. Not to say that love and sex are mutually exclusive. But, you know. Because that's not funny, that's not the ha-has. Well, Legacy, what else are we to expect from you then? You want to be the ha-has? This is the price you pay. This is the price you pay. This is the price you pay. The price you pay. They need to work on customer matching in this game. Yeah, I don't think they know that they want you two to be together. Spider is chill, but I want to sit with Godtrog. I know, and Godtrog's heckin' sitting it up with Paradise Flower Tree, which Paradise is nice. Paradise is nice, but the two of you should be together on a date. Legacy, when you get banned from this stream eventually, you will leave behind a legacy of freakiness and horniness. That's very true. Date, yeah. I won't do anything to get banned. We'll see. Are you sure about that? Oh, I should tell you guys. We might test it out another day. I don't know if we'll test it out today because I'll need to set it up and see if it works and see how it works and so on. But I got access to another game similar to this, but instead of being in a restaurant, you get to fight things. You get to fight creatures and such. So, let me know if you would be interested in something like that or if you'd find that entertaining, because I could try and implement that into stream. Let me try and see if I can find it. Had a lot of emails this week. Oh, I didn't request one. Wait, they're asking me to request one. Wait. Yeah, so let me know and I can like apply for it today. I don't have control over my character. Aww. Maybe it was the timing. Maybe it's because Kawaii Musician came into chat first and then Godtrog entered later. Maybe it's just like this delayed like mismatch. What is the little things at the bottom? So this is the tavern. If you type in !join, it will assign you an animal character that then comes into the little tavern and orders food. And then there's waiters to kind of serve you. There's someone in the kitchen right now making the food. And then if we scroll over here, we have our farm to grow the food. So yeah. It's just a fun little interactive thing. It's very cute. Watcha, 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 watcha. There are gays at the bottom. You know, you're right. You're right. This cafe is the gay agenda. Yeah. I'm getting way too philosophical right now. I need to fix my characterization. Penis. Oh no. But the philosophical. Everybody loves the philosophical. They're fucking thunder? Thunder? Who thunder? I mean, some gays are bottoms, some gays are tops, some gays are switches. You never know. Some gays are power bottoms, some gays are power tops. Yeah. Oh, it sounds like it's raining. Let's take a look at outside. It is! Ancient wisdom for you, Asta. Man who run in front of car gets tired of man. Gets tired. Man who run behind car gets exhausted. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm literally becoming Zifrin. Why? Oh, because of the pun? What was it to join? Just type in !join. That's all you need to type. What I put in chat. I'm a puppy! I'm in disguise! Wow! I'm a little doggo, I'm a cop, dressed as a cop, trying to bust all crime. I am the police, I'm the authority, here to make your life super difficult. But first I gotta eat some food, 'cause I'm very hungry and my wife is waiting for you. Do 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 do. Waiting till you get served. Do 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 do. I'm a little doggo. Do 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 do. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Feed me right now. Thank you, no worries. Just like Ice Cube said, fuck the police. Coming straight from the underground. Hey! You may be right, but that doesn't make you right. It's okay, I know I'm gonna... Whoa, Goldman! You're a bear! You're so cute! Let's see what you order. Let's see what everybody orders. Sourdough, nice choice godchog. And Legacy got chicken steak. I got a cinnamon roll. I got a cinnamon roll. I do like sourdough. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What meat get? Well, you gotta order first. You gotta order. I think. Oh, godchog finished first. And this person got just a Coke. Can I get a pizza? No. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hater? I'm not a hater. I just don't think we have pizza here. Yeah, we don't have pizza. Okay, sorry. You're not sorry. You just heckin' want to attack everyone for everything, don't you, Legacy? What the hell? Can we get marijuana? That's crazy. Asking me for marijuana out in public? Wow. Wow. You're scared of the Jingle Bells Man? Who's the Jingle Bells Man? I said sorry? That doesn't count. That doesn't count. You're not sorry. You're just pretending to be sorry because you got caught. Whoa, Goldman! You got cotton candy! Well done, well done! Isn't marijuana legal? I don't smoke. I wouldn't know. I'm sure it is someplace, somewhere. You're gonna marry Jawanda? Oh. Oh. Are you gonna marry Jawanda? Ox Spider and Kwai Musician. It's okay, you come back, you come back. Where are you? Yeah, don't worry, Goldman, don't worry, you'll come back, and it's gonna be like, wow. You were gone for so long, and now you're back. You gave me cotton candy, yeah. That's what you ordered. I had to leave. Did you not like the cotton candy? Are you allergic to cotton candy? No. Oh, our rating is going up. Nice, nice, nice. Can I eat the souls of the innocent? No. Please? No. It's not good for your diet. You're just immortal. That's not good for your soul either. Paradise Flower Tree. Back at it again. Can I get through the desert on a horse with a no name? With no name? What? Oh, can I get through the desert? On a horse with no name. No. I take your money now. Thank you. Since we are at a cafe, we're in the mountains. Ba 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 da ba 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 da. We are on Twitch. That's true. Ba da 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 da. Yeah, the only thing left that I can expand is my farm. And then everything else is kind of fucky-wuckied. Fuck TikTok? Why? Do 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 do. Oh, look, we can get crab and eel and all sorts. All right. Okay. I think this is a great point for us to finish stream for today. We had a nice little cool down, a nice little hangout. We got to jazz up our restaurant. And yeah. I hope a nice Legacy of the Ador doesn't get bullied on Twitch. Ah, says Legacy on TikTok. Shake my head, shake my head. Where is the ISAT? ISAT is tomorrow. ISAT is tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Next time I will sit with my boo. Yeah. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Get you guys in sync with each other. Asa, can I ask if you could bring the family to the end tomorrow before talking to the king? Please. Well, tomorrow we already had plans to go to the mirror. So, I mean, if you're here tomorrow, you can remind me. But I think gathering from last Friday's stream, you're not going to be here, so... Yeah. Tomorrow is Thursday? What? Don't lie to me. Today's Thursday. Today's Thursday. Don't, because I had this moment today where I was walking and I was like, God, what day is it? And I was like, is it Wednesday? It feels like a Wednesday, but no, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. Maybe tomorrow you can finally finish the game. Wouldn't that be amazing if I could finish the game tomorrow? That would be really cool. And also I realized that last stream was like 6 hours long, because even though my runtime for that stream had said 5 hours, technically I'd done an hour before that playing this little thing with you guys, so it was a 6-hour stream. So you guys can't ever say that I don't do longer streams, because I do. Heckin', you guys got lucky. This week's stream will not be that long, because I am just a little girl. I'm just a little guy who, you know, I need to refreshen my energy levels too. Wow. Rah. You would need a 35-hour stream. Do a 25-hour stream. I did think about doing a 24-hour ISAT stream, but I don't think think I could do it by myself for that long. Alright guys, come on, be nice in chat. Be nice, be nice. And no, I will not take a break tomorrow. You may be here to support, but I'm not gonna stop my entire schedule just for you. And Foxy, no swearing. I shouldn't have to mother the both of you. You're both adults. If you both continue, I'll time you both out. You little shit. Foxy, you're a little shit. You're a little shit. I'm just looking out for you. No alternative motive attached. Well, what's best for me is for me to stream tomorrow so I can get this game finished and out of the way. There are other games I'd like to play this year. So, you know, I only take breaks if I really need it and I'm in a very low mental spot. Other than that, stream continues. Unless I'm sick, which I am not. Play start again? I plan on playing that in my own personal time. Mainly because ISAT took so long this time around and I know it's not as long as that. But, you know, streaming, wanting to, you know, make sure that I can read chat, doing all sorts of things. So, but I know start again is technically not canon according to sources online. But yeah, I'm gonna probably play start again in my own time so I can fully enjoy the experience. Either way, my sweet adventurers, thank you again for joining me for today's stream. If you liked what you saw, what you experienced, don't forget to give me a follow on all my other social medias so that you can, yeah, pretty. So that you can, keep up to date with all the things I'm doing. Also, as a reminder, if you would like to support me in any ways, whether that is through word of mouth, telling your friends, telling your family, telling your co-workers about my stream, then please do so. You can also support me over on Ko-fi, where you can either subscribe to a tier where you get access to our secret sub Discord chat, or you can make your own tavern drink. Have you ever wanted to make your own tavern drink? Then subscribe at second tier. Or if you would like a personalized letter from yours truly, and yes, it is a physical letter, it would be sent to your home, with some cool little trinkets included inside, then you can subscribe at tier 3. None of these are mandatory, of course, but every little bit of support, whether it is by monetary substantiation or by word of mouth and spreading the good word of your demoness, all of it helps. Yeah. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Today was fun. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm an owl now. I'm a fucking owl. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. Good night, sleep tight, and only let the demoness bite. Everybody gets one kiss. Mwah, mwah. There you go. One kiss. Goodbye.
もうリスアステロース